Marie, do you know any good real estate agencies? If you do, I'd be so happy if you'd introduce me.
A real estate agency? I'm sorry, I don't know of any.
Really? Oh, but the company you were working at before you married my son was also involved in property, wasn't it? Then you must know somebody. Can't you introduce me to someone who'd be willing to help me?
I'm afraid my company doesn't deal in property. We just have a child company that is in real estate. My work had nothing to do with real estate, so I really don't know anyone. I'm afraid I don't think I can help you.
Oh, then can't you introduce me to someone from that child company? Oh, even if it's just one agent. You should be allowed a discount if you're from their parent company, shouldn't you? So it would be a great help if you would introduce me to someone.
I don't mean to be rude, but why are you looking for a real estate agency, Charlie? Are you planning on moving house?
I want to buy a house that's big enough for us all to live in. Matthew and I decided that I should move in with you both. I'm looking forward to it, but first I've got to find a place that meets my standards, and it would be wonderful if we could get a discount through your introduction, too.
What? Matthew agreed to that, but I haven't heard anything about that.
Of course you haven't. You don't have any say in the matter. My son and I decided it, so you just have to obey our orders.
But I'm his wife. Don't I deserve to share my opinion on where I want to live? Matthew never even mentioned that he wanted you to move in with us this soon. Why would you talk about something so important without me present?
Why should we have to ask for your permission? We decided it, and that's that. Besides, it's only a matter of course that a mother goes to live with her son and his wife if she's living on her own. It's your duty to take care of me. You should have known that this day would come sooner or later, and that you would both have to take care of me in old age.
Well, yes, I was aware that it would come someday, but I thought that I would have been given some choice in the matter. You didn't even care to ask if I wanted to move house. I'm a part of this family too, so don't I get to have a say? I wish that you would have told me sooner. I think that that's the least you could have done.
Excuse me? You may have been working before you married Matthew, and it seems that you earned quite a salary too, but that means nothing now that you're unemployed. You're worthless. Oh, you're just a parasite eating through my son's salary. You don't have any right to an opinion when you're not the one that's putting food on the table.
I should probably make it clear that I'm not unemployed. I'm not going to the office because I'm taking time to focus on getting pregnant. I still have a position at the company, and I can return whenever I'm ready.
But you don't receive any salary while you're on leave, do you? You're not bringing anything into the house, and you're just lying about doing nothing, aren't you? It would have been better if you were actually pregnant and on paid maternity leave, but you're not, which means that you're unemployed and that you're just an extra weight that my son has to bear. And you're saying that you're focused on getting pregnant, but how long has it been since you went on leave? You haven't gotten pregnant at all.
I'm sorry about that. All I can say is that I'm trying my best. I don't think that it would be this difficult either, but I know that it's no good stressing myself out by giving myself a deadline to be pregnant by.
But if you don't hurry up and get pregnant soon, you'll just have wasted my son's time and money, and your colleagues will just think that you're slacking off. I am doing my best to earn some money by working a part-time job, but look at you. You're nothing. That's why you have no right to complain about what we decide. You're not working, and you have nothing to do all day, so you might as well help us search for a house.
What? You want me to look for a new house for you? I don't know if I can find a house that you'd like.
Yes, of course, we're the ones that will be attending the showings. We can't let you choose a house with your poor taste. But I'm not bothered to deal with all the documents and things, so I'll leave you to find the best real estate agency. You have plenty of time on your hands, so it's the least you can do. Anyway, it's already been decided that I'm going to move in with you two, and nothing will change that. You've got to find us a place where we can all live comfortably. I need a lot of space for all my things, too.
All right. If you're really sure, I'll do my best. I'll ask a friend if they know of any good real estate agencies, but I can't promise that we'll be able to get a discount.
I'm glad to hear that you're willing to help me. I'm leaving it all up to you, Marnie. Don't mess it up. I'll send you a list of all the conditions my son and I have for the new house. There's a lot, but it's very important that you follow every single one. You should be thankful that I'm giving you this task to do. It means that I still think that there's use for you in this house. Otherwise, you're just an unemployed, lazy waste of space in my son's house.
Charlie, did you see the documents I sent you yesterday? Those are all of the properties I think are closest to what you said you were looking for. What do you think?
No, it's no good at all. They're all nowhere near what I want. Have you even looked at them properly? They may be big enough, but the buildings are far too old. Flash floods, earthquakes, typhoons, none of the houses you found will be able to withstand those kinds of disasters. They'll fall apart like a house of cards.
But a lot of the houses I've got here have undergone a lot of renovations, and they're in much better shape than other properties I've looked at.
Even if they've been renovated, they're still old on the inside. The foundation is what's important. I'm not convinced. You'll just have to look for some other properties. Go and find something else and actually read the conditions we've given you.
Okay. Then what about the house we all went to visit the other week? I told the agent that you wanted to put it on hold, but it's already been a while. They came back to me and said that they want us to make a decision about whether we want the house or not. Otherwise, they'll have to put it back on the market.
Tell them that we want to keep it on hold until we find something better.
It's probably best that we don't prolong it. The early bird gets the worm, after all. If we wait for too long, we'll lose the best house we found so far.
Oh, will you just shut up and tell them that they've got to wait? I've had enough of your incessant whining. I don't want to have to compromise when there could be something better. It might be the best property so far, but it's still got a lot of downsides. Its location, for example, it's much too far from the city.
We can't keep the real estate agent waiting for much longer. That's just how searching for property works. The faster we make an offer for the house, the more of an advantage we have.
Then you better hurry up and find a house that matches all the conditions we want and has a great location. Preferably something with a better price on it, too. We don't want to have to pay a fortune after all.
I've been searching every single day these past couple of months, but you've got too many conditions you want to fulfill. You've got to compromise somewhere. Otherwise, you'll just be disappointed by every next best thing, and you'll never find a house you want to buy. And it's hard enough trying to find a place with the space you're looking for.
I wonder if it'll be better to build our own home after all. But if we do that, it'll take far too long before we can move in. We've got to look for the right patch of land for us, too. Oh, just thinking about how long that will take is already exhausting. You've got to find us a house before it's time for me to renew my contract for this apartment I'm currently living in, or I'll have to pay a fortune to cancel the contract if you're too late.
I have a feeling that it'll be much faster to build a new house from scratch if you got that many requests for the house you want. If you can't make up your mind in time, then why don't you just move in with us after ending the contract with your current landlord? We've got a guest room, and there's plenty of room for you here.
Absolutely not. I refuse to live in such a tiny apartment. I can already imagine just how cramped it will be with all three of us there. And I don't want to have to go through moving that frequently in such a short time. It's such an inconvenience. I'll be wasting my money on hiring a moving company to transport all of my things.
Then what do you think about this? You can choose a house you like with the best location, and then just have some renovations done on the aspects of the house you don't really like. If we find something soon, we can have it renovated before we move in, and we'll be in the house faster than it would be to build a brand new one.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. I didn't think of that. We could do that. Then, all right, I'll compromise on the areas that can be dealt with afterwards with renovations. But, that being said, nothing can be done about houses that are too old and are in a bad location, so I don't plan on compromising on either of those things. I want a house that was built fairly recently, and it's got to be situated in a lovely neighborhood, but I need access to the city.
Of course, I'll keep that in mind. I'll talk to the real estate agent and see if they've got anything in mind. I'll organize all of the information we've got for all of the properties we've looked at up until now, too.
You better get it done quickly. You don't have all the time in the world, you know. If you take your time, someone else will take the perfect property before we even have the chance to view it.
Hi, Charlie. What did you think about the property we saw today? It looks like my husband's taken a liking to it, and I guess we're just waiting for your call. What do you say?
I like it too. I think it's the best property you've presented to us so far. I don't really like the bath and toilet, but we can get that fixed with a remodel, can't we? If we can change that, then I think that I can really see myself living there.
I've already asked the real estate agent about that. He said that the renovation should be done within 2 weeks. We just have to put in an offer down, and we can get started on talking to a renovator about what we want to change.
Well, then it's decided. I want it. You can let the real estate agent know that we're putting out an offer on it.
The only problem is that we're going well over the budget we initially set. Is that okay? Or do you want to find a place that's more within your reach?
Oh, that's fine. You don't have to worry about me. We were planning on making you pay for everything either way.
What?
You've got a mountain of money saved from when you were still single, don't you? My son told me everything. He said you could afford the house and more.
Wait a minute. Are you seriously trying to make me pay for the entire house and renovations all on my own?
Yes, so I don't see what the problem is. You're not employed right now. You're just a useless, unemployed piece of crap. The least you can do is pay for our new house. All you've done up until now is suck my son dry for all the food you eat and the clothes you wear. You owe him this much.
A piece of crap? That's what you think of me? How hard do you think I worked to find a property that you would like? I spent hour after hour on websites, on the phone, looking for the perfect house. I was the middleman between you and the real estate agent and filled in all of the paperwork and researched all of the houses that didn't have enough information put up on the websites. You ordered me to look up everything about the houses you liked the look of.
So what? Do you really think that means that you've actually done something for this family? Please, that's not nearly enough. You've got a lot of nerve to think that, Marie. But if you offer to use your savings to pay for the new house, then maybe I'll think about giving you credit for it.
You're kidding, right? That's way too unreasonable. Why do I have to pay for everything alone?
My son was saying that you're a useless wife, too. He complained that you haven't gotten pregnant at all after all this time, and that you're just dead weight because you haven't been working at all.
Did he really say that? I can't believe it. Well, now that I think about it, his attitude towards me has gotten pretty bad over the past few months.
If you want us to accept you into the family, you'll have to hand over your savings. You've got no other choice if you want to be worthy of my son.
How is the new house? It's been a while since you moved in ahead of us. Did you like the bathroom? I hope it turned out the way you wanted.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's so lovely to have so much space. The veranda's so spacious, and there's a lovely view of the city. We get good sunshine for the entire day, too. It's the perfect house to spend the rest of my life in. I don't plan on dying soon, but I'm glad I can spend my final years in such a lovely house.
I'm glad you like it. It was worth all the trouble I went through to have it renovated, and all the time I spent going through all those property sites. For a while, I was actually worried that I would never find the place you wanted, but it looks like we finally made it. I can't wait to start living there, too.
Oh, Marie, about that. I don't want you coming here.
Excuse me?
I'm saying that I don't want you coming to this house. It's mine. Oh, but Matthew's coming to move in with me. He's more than welcome to come and stay in this lovely house with me. You're not.
What are you talking about? You can't be serious. We all decided weeks ago that we would move in with you tomorrow. We've already got all of our things packed. My stuff is in those boxes too.
Well, you're not welcome here. There's no place for you in such a beautiful house like this. By the way, there's no use begging my son to side with you. He feels the same way I do about having you here with us. He told me that he can't see himself living happily with you here.
I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean? Why don't you want me to live with you both?
We decided that it was about time we got rid of the parasite that had latched itself onto my son and chased you out of the house. Matthew's already found another woman who's going to be his wife, and he doesn't need you around anymore. You're just going to be in the way. It means that we have no use for you anymore.
Another woman? Do you mean that he was cheating on me? And you were actually aware of that and didn't tell me?
Aware of it? Oh, Marie, I was the one who told him he should find someone else. I encouraged him.
Why would you do that? If Matthew has some issue with our marriage, he should say it to my face.
What's the point? Saying it won't change anything. You don't work and you can't even get pregnant. We don't need someone like you in our family. My son deserves much more than that. But it would be troublesome for you if we suddenly announced that we were kicking you out, wouldn't it? If you need some time to look for a new job and a new apartment, then we don't mind keeping you on as a maid. What do you think?
Are you really asking me to come work as a maid in the house where you plan to welcome Matthew's wife?
Yes, isn't that kind of us? At least we're not going to kick you out onto the streets. I'll hire you as long as you don't talk to my son ever again. But I'm only willing to pay you $1 an hour. What do you say?
Charlie, do you know what director compensation is?
Huh? What is that? What kind of compensation is that?
You're right that I'm not receiving a salary. At least, not the normal kind. But I'm not unemployed, and I'm not being a parasite. Even though I'm not going to the office every business day, I'm still receiving something called a director compensation.
What? You're getting money from your company even though you're not working? What's that supposed to mean? Why would they do that, even though you're not going to work?
It's actually pretty complicated in reality. But to put things simply, it's compensation that's paid to company officers who are part of the board. I may not be going to the office, but I'm still a part of the board, and therefore, I receive a monthly payment as compensation for my activities as a board member every single month. I still have a lot of work I have to complete from home as a board member. So, like I told you, I'm not unemployed. I believe I told Matthew that I'm working from home sometimes. Didn't he tell you that? If he hasn't told you, then I guess it was too difficult for him to understand. Honestly, why does he think I've been spending so much time in my office when I'm at home?
Wait a minute. I can't keep up with your explanation. You said that it's compensation that company officers receive? Are you telling the truth? Were you really a member of the board this entire time?
That's right, Charlie. Thanks to that, I've been receiving a rather large amount of money every month. I even bought the house he moved into with that money, since I didn't want to use my savings.
What? You managed to afford this house with your director compensation? How much are you getting paid every month?
I don't like to brag, but it's well over $20,000 most months. It's a lot more than what I get paid for my usual salary.
What? You were earning that much and you never said anything to us? You never mentioned getting promoted to a position like that. Since when have you been a part of the board?
I told Matthew a long time ago, but I didn't tell him exactly how much I was earning. I told him that I was earning less on purpose.
Why did you lie to us like that? If you had been more honest about what you were earning, I wouldn't have had to call you out for not working enough. In the first place, you can't hide things from your husband. A marriage should be based on trust, not on deceit.
I had no choice. Matthew had been lying to me about how much he was spending. He has a really bad habit of overspending and using money recklessly. If he knew exactly how much I was saving, he would have been over the moon, and he would have gotten it into his head that he could spend however much he wanted without having to worry about the bills or our loans. That's why I told him that I was earning less than I really was, and I put most of the money into my savings account and into investments I made in the past.
Then you're still earning a fortune even now? While you're on leave? I can't believe it.
You'll just have to believe it. And I don't need the job you're offering me. I'll do fine without the both of you. Oh, and I should thank you for letting me know about Matthew's affair. I'm so grateful that you just put yourself in a very disadvantageous position for my sake. Thank you.
Oh.
If I use his infidelity as a reason for our divorce, then I'll have the advantage when it comes to splitting up our assets. You've probably saved me having to give up part of my savings too. I'm not handing any money over to either of you, including the house you're trying to take from me.
Excuse me? Are you saying that you plan on taking this house for yourself? You can't kick us out. This house is property that belongs to both you and my son. You don't have the right.
I'll be hiring a divorce lawyer to take you both to court. I don't care how much it takes to win this case. You should probably warn his new wife too. If he thinks that she'll get away with sleeping with my husband, she's got another thing coming. I'll be demanding compensation from her too.
Marie, I'm so sorry for everything I've said to you up until now. Will you please consider seeing my son and talking over everything? He says that he'll break up with his new wife. Please, will you stay on as my son's wife? We need you in our family. Please.
What? What's with the sudden change of attitude? You were saying the complete opposite just over an hour ago. It sounds like Matthew put me and his lover on scales and decided to keep me instead of her. What a greedy man. I thought he said that I was just a waste of space because I can't have children. But now he's choosing me? Now that he's finally found out about the money I make?
Oh, that doesn't matter. You don't have to have children to be happy. As long as you're happy together, you can overcome any obstacle. And nowadays, it's not rare for couples to not have any children. Children cost too much money, and it sounds like many couples without children enjoy married life a lot more when they can spend their time and money however they like.
That's not what you were saying before. You were the one who was calling me extra weight for not being able to get pregnant.
I wouldn't have said that if I knew that you were such an important person. I'm so sorry for being so rude to you. I didn't know, I swear. My son's apologizing too. Matthew regrets everything he said about you. But you should have told us if you were earning that much. It's not fair if you were lying to us about your work and about the money you were getting. But anyway, that doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that you are very important to us. I just want us to live happily ever after, that's all. You should come with Matthew, just like we planned, and we'll all live together.
No way. What makes you think that I'm going to forgive you for what you've been saying to me all this time? My husband cheated on me, didn't he? He's got to pay for that. You can't act like it never happened and expect me to join you both. You're both going to pay for how much I suffered the past few months.
It might be hard for you to tell, but we really do regret what we did, Marie. We promise that we won't ever treat you like that ever again. From now on, I promise that I'll show you much more respect. The respect you deserve for earning our family so much money. You're the breadwinner of our family, after all. We wouldn't be able to do anything without you working so hard.
Your family? I'm not earning money for you and Matthew's sake. At least not anymore. Why should I give food and shelter to the people who've been insulting me all this time? I don't owe either of you anything.
What? We never said that we want you to take care of us. You're not working alone, you know. We'll support you as much as we can. I'm working a part-time job, and Matthew's got his job. I'll make sure to use the money I earn on paying for my own clothes and for my part of the bills, of course.
Oh, really? How am I supposed to believe that after Matthew spent our entire marriage relying on me for all of the bills, groceries, and the rent? He's never helped me pay for anything because he knows that I earn more than enough to cover everything, and has spent his salary on buying everything he wants. He's never had to worry about overspending because he's always been so dependent on me. You say that you're going to pay for everything on your own, but you're just sucking up to me because you want my money, don't you?
What are you talking about? I wouldn't lie to you.
Stop playing stupid, Charlie. I already know that you're deep in debt, and that's why you started that part-time job in the first place.
What? How do you know about that?
I heard about it from a relative of yours when we had a family gathering a while back. They mentioned that your husband had made some investments before he passed away. Your relative told me that they failed, and he ended up owing a fortune.
Well, I didn't think it necessary to tell you up until now, but it's the truth. He was such a foolhardy man, my late husband. Matthew's probably taken after him in that way.
I think Matthew got that from both of you. You and your husband were very similar in that way. I heard that you both had a bad habit of overspending, and that you've ended up shouldering your husband's debt, as well as your own, now that he's gone. That's why you've continued working part-time past retirement age, haven't you?
How troublesome. I can't believe how chatty my relatives are. To think that they would gossip about me to my own daughter-in-law. But just because you heard it from my relatives first doesn't mean that I was trying to deceive you. I was going to tell you one day, I swear.
I wish you would have said something about your debt before Matthew and I had gotten married. Of course I'd feel like I was being deceived.
Oh, you're so right. I'm so sorry, Marie. I just lost the chance to mention it. It's not a very easy topic to bring up, you know.
Of course it's not easy to bring up. But it's not easy hearing about it from one of your relatives. I felt like I had been tricked from the start, like Matthew had only proposed to me because of your debt. And that's why I thought it would be best to hide how much I really earned. After I found out about your debt, I couldn't trust you when it came to money.
Oh, but this is wonderful. Now you know about our debt. We don't have any secrets between us. Now we have nothing to hide between us. We can be a real family again. What do you say? Why don't we make up and be a happy family again?
What happy family? I don't think of either of you as family anymore. Unfortunately for you guys, you're just dead weight to me, and I'm throwing you out. After that, my husband and I got divorced, and I demanded compensation from both Matthew and the woman he was cheating on me with. Because of his affair, I had the bigger advantage when it came down to splitting our assets. Thanks to that, I was able to avoid losing any of my own savings, and I could keep the house that I had spent so much money on. After that, My husband and his mother ended up having to move into a tiny apartment far away from the city and have been living together ever since. My mother-in-law didn't have any money of her own and had been spending all of her salary on paying back her debt. So my ex-husband had no choice but to pay for all of the moving fees and for the apartment they were living in. After spending all of our married life being dependent on me for money, my husband finally had to take care of the bills all on his own and must have realized just how blessed he had been when he was with me. Apparently, they were forced to become extremely frugal and had a budget how much they spent on groceries just to make sure that they could keep on paying the rent. On top of that, he had to continue paying for his parents' debt, and they both ended up suffering in poverty. My husband apparently tried making his mother work more in order to stabilize their financial situation, but as a result, his mother ended up falling ill, and he had to spend a fortune on her treatment. It looks like he got his priorities in the wrong order. As for me, I returned to work and was able to go back to the lifestyle I had when I was single. If getting married means that I have to shoulder that kind of dead weight, then I'd rather spend the rest of my life single. Kara, you're going to come to your cousin Macy's wedding, aren't you? I saw her a few days ago with my sister, and she mentioned that she still hasn't gotten a reply to the invitation she sent out. Your aunt was worried that you're not going to make it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I completely forgot, but I'll be there.
All right. Then make sure you send her your response as soon as possible. There's still some time until the wedding, but it's always best to respond to wedding invitations as soon as you get them so that the sender can get on with planning their wedding. That's even more so if you're going to attend. Are you going to come with Chase?
Yeah, I'll reply, Mom. I'm definitely going to be there, but I don't think Chase can make it. He says that he's got an important business trip that weekend and he can't miss it.
Oh, I didn't know that Chase's job included business trips.
Yeah, but only once in a while. It's not that often that it comes up, so it makes it even harder to say that he can't make it.
Oh, have you been pretty busy lately? I've been worried about you because you hardly ever reply to my messages. I know that you must have more important things to do, but I want to know that you're okay, you know?
No, I'm not that busy. I'm fine. I've just had a lot to do these past few weeks. It's only been a month since we moved in with Chase's parents, and there's a lot I've got to get used to. It's no big deal, but I just couldn't get round to answering your messages. I'm sorry.
Are things going well between you and his family? You can tell me anything, Kara.
No, it's nothing like that. They're all really sweet, and Chase's parents treat me like their own daughter.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Do you think you can handle living with his entire family long term? It's not just his parents you're living with, is it? Didn't you say that his grandpa's there too? I can understand if you feel that it's a little tough because you don't have any personal space. It's not your own home, so you can't choose how you go about your day or even how you decorate the place either.
Yeah, his grandpa's here too, but he spends most of his days in bed.
He's bedridden? Does that mean he needs care? Is that why Chase's parents asked if you could move in with his family? So that they could get you to take care of him?
No, that's not it. I just meant that he spends most of the time locked away in his own room. He doesn't come out much. It's not that he's bedridden or anything. And besides, Chase and I started living with his family because we wanted to save money to build our own house. Chase was the one that suggested it, not his parents.
I think I told you this when you first mentioned that you were going to live with his family. But don't you think that that's a pretty big burden? I think they're asking too much of you. Chase doesn't have to worry about anything because it's his parents' house, and he grew up there as a child, but it must be a lot of stress for you. You've had to sacrifice a lot of freedom by moving in with his family. And you're both still newlyweds. You should be allowed to have a few years to yourselves and enjoy your honeymoon period.
Well, yeah, I get that, but we're gaining a lot from staying with them. I can't complain when we're saving money. I just gotta put up with it.
But why do you have to bear all of the trouble on your own? It sounds like Chase gains the most out of this current situation. You know that your dad and I would be happy to help you out financially if you need money for a new house. So why don't you tell Chase that it's too physically demanding to live with his parents and move back out? I get that you're saving money by not having to pay the rent, but you're paying for the bills and the groceries, aren't you? And that must cost a lot more now that it's not just the two of you.
Yeah, but it's still less than paying for the rent. And if I asked you to help us pay for our new house, then Chase and his parents would feel like they forced you into playing that hand, and Chase would feel like I didn't trust him to come up with the money. Chase is the one that said that he wanted to buy us a new home. I don't want to have to rely on you to fulfill that for him. So it's fine, really. You don't have to worry about me.
Okay, if you say so, Kara. But we've got plenty of money saved, and I can always give you a hand if you ever need anything. So make sure you talk to me if anything comes up, understood?
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Oh, I better go. I've got to go grocery shopping.
Are you buying tonight's dinner?
Yeah, there are more people to feed, so I've got to get started earlier or I won't make it in time. Shopping takes longer than it did when there was just the two of us, and it's unbelievable how quickly all the groceries disappear when there are 5 adults in the house.
It sounds like you're working really hard. Just promise me that you won't push yourself too hard, will you? It's a new town, and you're probably still getting used to Chase's family, so I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up with burnout if you don't rest up properly. Maybe you should spend a week with us to take a break when you come back from Macy's wedding in 2 months.
Yeah, that's true. I'll ask Chase if I can take a few days to stay with you and Dad while he's on his business trip. Anyway, I've really got to go. See you later, Mom.
Hello, Julie. It's been such a long time since we last spoke. This is Kara's mother, Alice. I hope you've been well.
Oh, Alice. I've been very well, thank you. How can I help you?
I was just wondering if Kara's there with you right now. I haven't been able to get in touch with her since the day before yesterday, and I was just a little worried. You probably know this, but it's her cousin's wedding next month, and there are some things I wanted to confirm with her.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Oh, you just missed her. She probably hasn't been able to let you know, but her phone broke the other day. She's just gone to the phone shop to get another one and told us that she won't be back until the evening.
Oh, so that's why she hasn't read any of my messages. That makes sense.
Yes, I'm sure she'll send you a reply once her new phone has been set up. It won't be long, so please don't worry. She's absolutely fine.
Then I guess I'll just have to wait. Thank you for letting me know. I was worried because it's taken her a lot longer to reply than it used to. Even if it takes her a while to reply, she usually reads my messages as soon as she gets them. I thought that it would be the same this time, but I noticed that she hadn't even seen what I had sent her. I'm sorry for bothering you with something so silly. I must look like such an overprotective mother.
No, it's absolutely fine. You don't have to worry. There's quite a distance between our two houses, and she's been living with us for the past couple of months. I can imagine why you'd be so worried. I'd be the same if Chase had gone to live somewhere out of my reach.
How has Kara been these past few months? I hope she's managed to fit in with your family. I heard that it was her and Chase's suggestion that they move in with you. I just wondered if it didn't cause you any trouble when they suddenly launched that on you.
No, of course not. It's no trouble at all. If anything, it's been much more cheerful ever since Kara came. It's been wonderful having her here. I've been so grateful to her. My husband has been enjoying all of the meals she's made for us, too. Oh, she's got a much larger repertoire than I do, and she's made us all these traditional dishes with arrangements and twists that I would have never thought to try.
I'm so glad to hear that. I hope that you and my daughter will get along from now on, too.
Yes, I do, too. I've got so much to learn from her. We're the ones that have been saved by her taking care of the housework and the cooking, so I hope that you won't feel that she's being a nuisance on us. Far from that, we've got to work hard to make sure she doesn't feel like we're the nuisance. Oh, and I've got to thank you for the cookies you sent us the other day. They were delicious. We haven't done anything to deserve such a gift, so I was waiting for a chance to tell you how happy I was that you thought to send us some. Oh, it's terrible of me for not sending you anything in return.
No, it's the least I could do for you. I'll send some more cookies when I bake the next batch, so please just enjoy them. Just think of it as a regular treat from the Cookie Fairy.
Oh, how kind of you. Oh, if that's what you insist, then I'd be happy to call you that. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to go and hang the washing out to dry.
Oh, I'm so sorry for bothering you at such a busy time.
No, I'm not busy at all. Oh, you just messaged me when I was daydreaming while the laundry machine was still moving, but it looks like it's finally finished. Please don't hesitate to message me if there's anything else you need.
Yes, thank you so much. I'll do that. If you'll excuse me.
Mom, I'm really sorry for not answering your messages sooner. I promise that I'll be there at Maisie's wedding tomorrow, so you don't have to worry. I know that there's a lot you wanted to talk to me about before we attended the ceremony, but I had a lot going on. I'll be back home sometime today, I promise.
Kara, are you okay? Why are you up this early in the morning? You don't know just how worried I was about you. Will you make sure you respond to my messages a little sooner from next time? You haven't answered any of my calls, and you haven't even looked at my messages.
I'm sorry.
I even messaged Chase's mother, but she only said that you were fine and that I should get a reply soon. Did you get your new phone after that? You didn't respond to any of the messages I sent you after that, so I thought that you must have changed your number, but I didn't understand why you wouldn't let me know what it was. I was so worried that something might have happened to you. I was worried sick.
I'm sorry, Mom. I can't take it anymore. I don't have any time. I'm going to jump.
What? Wait, Kara? Wait a minute. What do you mean you're going to jump? What are you doing? Please, stop and think about what you're doing. There's still a lot to do before you do something, so just please talk to me before you do anything. Please, don't jump.
Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant that I was going to jump from my window so that I can escape the room that I was locked into. You messaged me just when I got out on the ledge, and I couldn't take my own weight anymore. Now's my only chance to get away when everyone is asleep, and I don't want to get caught.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay, I've already jumped out.
Are you hurt? You didn't jump from very high, did you?
No, I'm good. I spent a long time in that room tying things together to make a rope, and it reached just above the living room window, but I landed on the grass, so I'm in one piece. Don't worry.
Thank goodness. You said that you were locked into a room. What did you mean by that? Was that at Chase's parents' house?
Yeah, he and his parents locked me in. Chase was after my money from the very beginning. That's why he proposed to me, to get my money.
What?
I was working as a specialist, and I was getting paid a lot for my work, remember? I even managed to get a lot of money saved before I got married to Chase. He told me that I was a perfect catch because I was so quiet and obedient. He thought that it would be easy to make me give up my debit card and bank accounts to him. It looks like he and his parents planned to make me into their slave and forced me into doing all their housework for them, too.
You're kidding. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I would have gone and picked you up and then taken you back home if you had just told me that that was how they were treating you.
It was already too late. I wanted to tell you everything, but they were watching my every move. I mean, they had me locked up in that room. They wouldn't have allowed me to get away that easily.
Well, I suppose that's true.
The last time we actually properly spoke was over 2 months ago.
When I asked you about whether you were coming to Macy's wedding? But we've sent messages a few times since then. Your replies were really short and late, but...
No, that was the last time. I couldn't use my phone when I wanted after that because they wouldn't let me. They confiscated my phone. They would let me reply when they noticed that I had gotten a message so that you wouldn't get suspicious, but they were watching over my shoulder. I couldn't type that I needed your help. That's why it took so long for me to respond to your messages. I tried running away with it once, but it was 3 versus 1. There was no way I could get away, and they beat me whenever I tried. At night, they would lock me in that room so I couldn't escape. It was like a living nightmare.
They beat you? You endured that for all these months? I'm so sorry, Kara. I'm sorry I didn't realize sooner. I should have done something.
It's not your fault, Mom. You couldn't have done anything if I was telling you that I was fine. But you really did save me from having a mental breakdown. You sent us some packages a few times, didn't you? You sent us the cookies that I really like and some of my other favorite foods. Those packages helped me realize that I had to make a move and escape before it was really too late. I couldn't have done it if I didn't believe that there was somewhere I could escape to. I did everything I could because I knew that you'd be waiting for me.
Oh, honey, you planned your escape all on your own. You must have been so scared. And you've made it out, haven't you?
Yeah, I managed to find out where they were hiding my phone a couple of days ago and sneaked it away last night before they locked me in. I prepared everything I needed to get away bit by bit during the day while I was doing the housework and hid it away in my room. I even got the courage to get my debit card back, too. I didn't want to let them have the last laugh.
I'm going to go and pick you up right now.
What? But it's still 4 a.m, and it's still so far.
Yes, but it'll take much longer for you to wait for the first train here. What are you going to do if they catch you before you get onto the train? You're not alone anymore, Kara, don't worry. You've got to rely on us. We'll save you now. You don't have to deal with them on your own ever again.
Mom, I'm so sorry.
What are you apologizing for? There's nothing to be sorry for.
But I should have listened to you. You were against me moving in with Chase's parents from the beginning, and I just told you that you were worrying too much. I didn't even stop to hear what you had to say.
No one could have anticipated that their husband's family would lock them up and treat them like a slave. I didn't even imagine anything like that. I was just worried that your mother-in-law might not be as welcoming as you hoped she would be, and might bully you for stealing her son from her. That typical sort of monster-in-law behavior. You finally gotten out of that house, so make sure you don't get caught. I want you to put plenty of distance between you and them, and hide away somewhere until we arrive.
Yeah, I will. Thank you, Mom.
I'm not going to let them get away with this. Mark my words. They're going to suffer for what they did to you.
What?
It's only natural that they pay for hurting you the way they've done. They've got another thing coming if they think that they can use my precious daughter like a slave. I want you to tell me everything that happened while you were living with them in that house. They're going to regret ever laying their dirty hands on you.
Hello, Alice. So it's been a few days since Kara went to visit you all, but I was wondering will she'll be coming back home. She didn't mention that she would be gone this long, so I've been quite worried about her. I believe that the wedding she was talking about should be over by now, and Chase is already back from his business trip.
Julie, my daughter has been staying with you ever since she got married to Chase, and we haven't seen her in all that time. I think that she deserves some rest, and I think that we deserve to spend some time with her while we have the chance. We don't have any plans for another wedding anytime soon, so we don't know when we'll next see her.
Oh, but Chase misses her so much. He went off on his business trip a few days before she left, so he's been dying to see her. They're still newlyweds, after all. We should leave the lovebirds in peace. I'd be very grateful if you could let Kara know that he's waiting for her to come home.
Oh, I don't think so. He'll just have to deal with it, because she's already home, and she's never going back to live with you people.
What?
She's come back to live with us again. Did you really think that she wouldn't tell us what happened?
I'm sorry, Alice. I don't understand what you're talking about.
That's fine. You don't have to understand. You can keep on pretending that you don't know and pretend that everything is fine. Reality will catch up to you sooner or later.
Kara sent me a message saying that she would be coming home after her cousin's wedding was over. Why aren't you letting her come back?
She just sent that to you to buy time. She was never planning on going back to your house in the first place, and we never planned on letting her. She's staying right here where it's safe. She told us how you treated her like a slave, that you beat her and locked her up at night. Did you really think that I would let her go back and stay with monsters like you?
Excuse me, we never did anything like that. Where did those accusations come from? If Kara says that's what happened, then she's lying to you.
She's lying. You think that the 20 pounds she lost while she was living with you is just a lie too? She looked like a completely different person when we went to pick her up. She was horrifically thin. She looked like she could break if we hugged her too hard. But we couldn't even do that because of the horrible bruises dotted all over her body. She was wincing in pain with every move she made. It's a miracle she had the will to run away from that room you locked her in.
Are you trying to say that we did that to her?
Then who did it? Are you going to say that she fell down some stairs? Or that she did that to herself?
I don't know. I never saw any bruises on her body. Do you really think that we're capable of doing something so vicious?
My daughter took pictures of the room you had been locking her up in. It was a storage room. There was no bed, no space to lie down in. It wasn't even clean when you put her in there. It was unbelievably unhygienic. And I've taken a look at my daughter's bank statements from the past couple of months. You've been withdrawing thousands of dollars every single month.
I don't know anything about that either. How should I know where your daughter's money went?
You're still going to play dumb?
Of course not, because I haven't done anything. You have no proof that we're responsible for what happened to your daughter. If anything, I'm shocked that you could make accusations of us being violent and accuse us of locking her away. You're even treating us like thieves by saying that we've withdrawn money using her debit card. Why should I admit to anything I haven't done? If anything, you should be worried about Kara's mental well-being if that's what she's been saying to you. Is she really okay?
You're really not going to own up to any of that? Fine. Then Chase and your husband are both fired.
What?
You can let them know that they won't have to come into the office from tomorrow onwards, and that they better start looking for jobs elsewhere, pronto.
What? What are you talking about? What does my husband and Chase's jobs have to do with Kara? Where did that come from?
Oh, didn't I tell you? The truth is, and I don't like to brag about this, hence why I didn't tell you, but I come from a rather well-off family.
What? But your husband is just a regular office worker. You wouldn't marry someone like him if you were really rich. You're just bluffing.
I'm not bluffing. He's just an office worker, but that doesn't make him any less as a person. I wouldn't marry for money, unlike some people. I married for love. I'll let you know that my father deals in property. I don't have any wealth or power of my own, so I've never spoken about what he does to other people, and I've never liked to use my connection to him, but if I'm going to be frank, he's a very powerful person. And this time, I decided to use my connection to him in order to get my revenge on you people. I didn't care what I had to do in order to ruin your lives. You deserve to suffer for what you did.
Wait, please. Oh, do you really mean that? Oh, that my husband and my son will lose their jobs?
Yes, that's right. It seems that the companies they were working for has no direct connection to my father, but he asked around and found an acquaintance who was willing to help us. My father spoke to the CEOs of both companies and had them removed from their respective positions.
Chase never told me that you were the daughter of a powerful property owner. How am I supposed to believe anything you're saying?
It's up to you to believe what you want. The only one that knows about my father's real career are my husband and my daughter. And of course my parents and my husband's parents.
But Kara told us that you and your husband don't have any money. That's why Chase asked if they could move in with us in order to save money for their own home.
That's just because Kara was doing as I told her to. Until I met my husband, there were a lot of people who tried to come close to me because they happened to find out who my father was, or tried to use me when they found out my father had a daughter. They were all just after my father's money. So I learned to not share that information to people I didn't know very well. When Kara started college, I taught her not to tell anyone who her grandpa was as well, to protect her from people like your son. Kara's a very independent girl, and she doesn't act like she's entitled to the family money just because her grandpa's rich. She decided all on her own to work for a specialist position by getting the qualifications she needed, and got a job at a company where she would never worry about money for the rest of her life. She saved away money with the intention of using it for her own future, for her own family. But we never imagined that it would be stolen away from her by the man she thought she was going to spend the rest of her life with.
That's impossible. You're lying. There's no way that's true.
I don't care whether you believe me or not. You'll see tomorrow if it's true, when your husband and your son try to enter their offices, only to be kicked out. And by the way, your house isn't private property, is it? I've already made it so that your rent will triple in 3 months' time. Good luck paying that all off.
What?
That shouldn't come as much of a surprise. I believe that you've already received a notice in the mail. Didn't you see it? Or did you refuse to believe that too?
Yes, we got something in the mail saying that just yesterday, but I just thought that it must be a mistake and didn't think much of it. Who could believe something as ridiculous as that? It said that our rent would go up by 300%. It's impossible.
But it's not a mistake. It's really going to happen. You'll all have to find jobs to pay it off before it's too late, and you get kicked out.
Do you really think that you can get away with something as tyrannical as that?
I'm afraid it seems I can. At least I can get away with it if I use that power on someone as tyrannical as you.
Wait a moment. Chase and my husband, they both got calls from their HR teams telling them that they've lost their jobs.
See, I wasn't lying to you, was I?
Alice, you've got to calm down. You should probably think about what you're doing. You don't have any proof that we did anything to your daughter. You can't do this to us.
That's true, I don't. But there's plenty of situational evidence. There's no reason for Kara to lie, and she couldn't have gotten those bruises all over her body from just falling down. You lied to me about our phone being broken, even though there was nothing wrong with it. There's plenty more where that came from.
You couldn't have done anything without your father's connections. Can you really be so proud of getting revenge like this? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Of course I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed that I couldn't do anything to protect my daughter. But I'll do anything to get revenge for her, especially after the way she's been treated. I don't care about shame or whatever you think about me if it means that I can get back at you for what you did. I'll use my father's connections and take advantage of his power, no matter what anyone says about me.
Please, can you rethink this? Can't you talk to your father and have him reinstate my husband and son?
Will you admit what you all did to my daughter? How you treated her? It depends on that.
I admit it. Is that good enough for you? I admitted to treating her the way you said we did.
All right. Thank you for admitting it. Now that you've confessed, I'll be reporting what happened to the police, and I'll be able to tell them that you admitted to what you did.
Why? Why would you do that? I told you the truth. I confessed. That's what you asked me to do in return for getting their jobs back.
When did I say that I would forgive you if you told me the truth? I only agreed to rethinking about it, and I thought about it, but decided that I would tell the police.
Alice, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt Cara. None of us did. We were just desperate, that's all. My husband's father is living with us and he needs full-time care, but we don't have the time or the money. We just wanted to borrow some money, I swear. That's why we took some money from Cara's account. We really had no choice. It's not like we used her money on buying ourselves clothes and designer bags. I don't think you can blame us. We were desperate.
You don't have any right to decide whether your reasons for stealing her money were righteous or not. And even if you were desperate, that doesn't give you the right to raise your hand against my daughter and lock her into that disgusting room.
We'll apologize to Cara properly, I promise. And I'll have my son divorce her too. She won't ever have to see him ever again. So would you please have mercy on us?
Of course they're getting divorced. She's divorcing him whether you say so or not. No parent could forgive someone who hurt their own daughter, let alone have them come anywhere near her ever again. Marriage is one of the biggest steps a child takes in their life. And of course, Cara was looking forward to it just as much as we were looking forward to sending her down the aisle. And that money you stole was money my daughter worked so hard to earn and save, and planned to spend on her future. I won't ever forgive you for taking that happiness and that hope away from her. She was supposed to enjoy her married life to Chase, and they should have created a happy family together, but you took that all away from her. I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth until you all suffer the same fate as my daughter did, and feel exactly what she felt while she was locked away in that house. You better prepare yourself, Julie, because you and your family are going to regret ever hurting Cara. After that, my daughter and her husband got divorced, and I reported everything that had happened to the police. At first, they wouldn't admit to what they had done, but thanks to the statements given by their neighbors and the note we got from my daughter's doctor after we took her to the hospital, the police made their move and took Chase and his family in for questioning. It didn't take long before they were arrested, and they were ordered to pay a penalty. Not only that, during their questioning, the police found out that the three of them had been neglecting Chase's grandfather, and were criticized for their treatment of him too. In the end, Chase's grandfather ended up being placed into a care home with the support of government aid. After losing their jobs, Chase and his father got into a lot of financial trouble, and just a few months after the incident, they could no longer pay the rent and had no choice but to run away to avoid the people they owed money to. Apparently, they've moved far, far away to a place in the middle of nowhere. It seems that they had been relying on money they had borrowed from loan sharks after my daughter had escaped from their clutches. So I decided to do the loan sharks a favor and update them when I found out where Chase and his family had moved to. It probably won't be long before the loan sharks catch them and force them into paying back their debts. I'm still not satisfied, and there's still a lot I want to make them suffer, but my daughter told me that she didn't want me to waste any more money or time on them. I want to respect her wishes and focus on cherishing the time I have with my family. So I've decided to put my revenge to an end and leave everything else up to karma. After her divorce, Cara had resigned and taken some time to rest up and recover. But now she's managed to get back on her feet and has found another job. She lost a lot of weight while she was with Chase, but now she's regained some of it and looks much healthier and stronger than before. Now that some time has passed, it seems that the pain and trauma has begun to fade too. But even if the pain had started to fade, it doesn't mean that she's completely recovered. My husband and I plan on supporting her as much as possible as she faces the future once more. Kevin, Where are you? Are you going to be late home tonight? I thought you promised me that you would take over bath time today and put the kids to bed for me.
Sorry, I can't do it. You'll have to do it yourself. You're always putting the kids in the bath, so what difference does it make if you do it today too?
What? But you said that you would come home early tonight, no matter what. I'm always in charge of bath time, so can't you take care of it for me once in a while?
It's not my fault I've got work to finish off. Quit blaming me for stuff that's out of my control. If you're gonna complain, then will you take it up with my managers?
You know that I can't do anything like that, and you just get upset if I really did try and interfere. I understand that you're really busy and you've got a lot to deal with, but don't you think that you're relying on me too much when it comes to the kids? I'm practically doing everything alone. I wish you'd help out more with taking care of them. The kids would love to spend more time with their daddy too.
Why can't you understand that I want to spend more quality time with them as well? I just don't have the time. You have all the time in the world to play around and run around with them, but I've got work to do.
I'm not as unoccupied as you think, Kevin. I'm busy doing all the housework while you're gone. I'm busy working too, while taking care of the kids and making sure that they don't hurt themselves.
Yeah, but you work from home. You don't have to go anywhere, and don't even have to care about your appearance. You can be in your pajamas all day and nobody would know. It's not even proper work. It's just stuff you do when you have some free time. There's no deadline and no rules.
But that's the thing. I never have time to get anything done. And that's why I've been getting up super early lately so that I can get some work done before you and the kids wake up. To be honest, I don't think I've slept more than 5 hours in the past few months. And it's beginning to really get to me.
Then why don't you just sleep when the kids sleep? It's as simple as that. You're the one that made the decision to wake up earlier. So what's the point of complaining to me? What, did you want me to applaud you for waking up early and for working so hard? Do you mind not picking stupid fights with me?
I'm not picking a fight. I'm just trying to tell you how busy I am too.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how busy I am. I've got to go to the office every single day, deal with the people there whether I like them or not, and I have to spend long hours sitting at my desk. If I could stay home all day and do nothing like you, I'd rather choose that. You don't have any right to complain about how busy you are.
Do you really have to say it like that? Parenting should be a job for both parents, not just the mother. Of course you're at work during the day, so I have more free time, but that doesn't mean that you have to leave everything to me. I wish you'd help out in the evenings.
I told you, I'm busy right now. But it's just for this peak season. I'll get more time when it's over. Do you really have to make such a big deal over me being late home? I told you I'd be home as soon as I could leave the office. Can't you see that you're just stressing me out by asking me when I'm getting home?
But it's not just this one time. I'm mentioning it because it's already happened several times. We haven't even been out as a family these past few months because you've been so busy. You've barely spent any time with the children, too. I just think that you can make more of an effort to be here and see them before they go to bed.
I'm tired. I'm working my ass off, so don't I deserve to relax on the weekends? But you're always telling me to take them out to see some kids' movie. I never get any time to myself. It's always about the kids. Whenever we choose where to eat, it's where the kids want to go. And the movies we watch in the cinema are PG and below. I'm not interested in wasting any more of my precious free time on the kids. If you're going to insist on putting them first, then you can deal with them on your own.
They're still young, of course. Our lives are going to revolve around them for a few years. You can't expect them to be able to do everything by themselves the second they're born. Even if we wanted some time to ourselves, both your parents and my parents live too far away for us to rely on them to babysit. And we don't have anyone else we can ask to watch over them. I understand that you might feel like you don't get any time to yourself, but you're not alone. We're in this together, right?
I'm not interested in sacrificing everything for kids. I have my own life I want to live.
I'm not saying that you should. I don't think of it as sacrificing anything. But now that we're parents, our first priority should be the kids. There's a lot we have to endure, and there's a lot we have to give up, like time and money. But I think that right now, it's important to put raising the kids before anything else. They won't need us forever, so we might as well make the most of this period in their lives.
Sounds like we have completely different opinions when it comes to the kids. I'm trying to tell you that I'm not happy with our life right now. I didn't ask for this.
Really? You're not satisfied? Even though you spent the last few months doing pretty much whatever you want? What more could you need?
It stresses me out every time you complain about me coming home late. I come home and the living room is a mess and the kids' toys are all over the place. I can't even sleep properly because we have the kids sleeping between us. They're always kicking me awake. I can't get any rest from work, and yet you're always demanding that I work harder when it comes to taking care of the kids. It's too much. I can't take it anymore.
Kevin, I'm sorry. I'll try not to mention it anymore. But I just hope that you'll at least try and spend more time with the kids. It doesn't have to be every day, just whenever you can, please.
Yeah, alright. I can't promise it, but I'll play with them when I can. Happy?
Yeah, I think that would make them really happy. They're always asking when you'll next be able to give them piggybacks and things.
Okay. I already promised I would play with them, didn't I? Why do you have to bring the kids up and make me feel bad for not being there all the time? Sheesh.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm sorry, I didn't think.
Anyway, you might not bother me about spending more time with the kids for a while? I'm doing my best, and I don't need you putting pressure on me. I've got to focus on work right now, and I can't get anything done if I'm stressed out by you. I'm just asking for a short break from being a dad, alright?
Kevin, can we please talk when you get back from work tonight? We have some things we have to discuss, and we can't keep putting it off like this.
I don't even know what time I'm going to be home. Can you get off my back?
Are you seriously going to run away from this?
What? What do you mean, run away? I'm not running away from anything. I just don't see the point in talking. I'm fine with the way things are and don't see any need to change anything.
You were cheating on me! Of course we should talk about it. Her name's Sylvia, isn't it? Your ex-girlfriend? I didn't even know that you were still in touch with her. Since when have you been talking?
What does it matter? We only went out to have dinner. It was harmless fun.
I'm bringing it up because it wasn't just a meal you had together. Sure, it must have been harmless to the both of you, but our marriage isn't going to survive this if we don't talk. I saw the messages you've been sending to each other. If you only had dinner, then what does "I loved how rough you were with me last night" mean? How are you going to make excuses for that? There's no way you only had dinner. What were you doing with her? Go on, tell me.
You're overreacting. That's not what that means. You're letting your imagination run wild because of an innocent conversation. In the first place, what are you doing looking at my phone? What's wrong with you? Don't I get any privacy? Obviously, you don't have any morals if you think it's okay to go through my phone without my permission.
You're the one that fell asleep with your phone unlocked while you were messaging your ex. I came home yesterday and found you sleeping on the couch with your phone on your chest and noticed the messages you were getting in real time.
That's just an excuse. I think most people would just look away if they noticed that it was something private.
So, are you going to explain yourself? I can't believe that you were actually cheating on me all this time while I was busy taking care of the kids all on my own. You're the worst, Kevin.
I'm not cheating on you, Nala. Are you stupid or what? You can't accuse me of having an affair when you don't even have any proof.
You're not going to admit it? That's just so typical.
I just went out to have some dinner with my ex-girlfriend. That's all. I needed some time to myself, and all you want to do is complain. So I asked her out to dinner. What's so bad about that? I told you that I'm busy and needed some time to relax. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? You said that I could, remember? You also promised that you would cut me some slack.
Yeah, but I only said that because you said that you hadn't had enough sleep, and said that you were already stressed out enough by work. I never expected that you would go out and have a meal with your ex-girlfriend.
So what if she's an ex? It's better than going out with some random woman you don't know, right? And I don't regret asking her out. She was looking pretty good even after all these years. She's still just as beautiful as she was when we were dating. She's the same age as us, but she hasn't changed one bit. In comparison, it's a shame what time has done to you. You look your age and more. I guess it's really over for women when they have kids. You've gained weight and you look like a grandma more than a mother.
Is it that fun talking down to me? You're insulting me, and you think that it's funny?
No, I'm not having fun. Why do I always have to be the bad guy? I'm just stating an opinion. Can't you take a joke? What are you so upset about? If you're going to get upset over me praising Sylvia for the way she looks, then you're just agreeing that she does look better than you.
I don't want you seeing her anymore. Please.
Why should I do what you tell me to do? I'm free to be friends with whoever I want.
I'm your wife. Can't you just consider doing as I ask? I'm not comfortable with you seeing her. Besides, if you have the time to go out and have a dinner with other women, shouldn't you spend more time with our children?
I told you I'm tired of parenting. Why should I have to do anything after spending the entire day at work? I went out with Sylvia to build up my motivation to go back to work and make it through the week. If I don't get some time to myself, I'm going to lose sight of why I have to work so hard. Do you mind not getting in the way of my leisure?
You think that we're in the way? Are we not a good enough reason for you to want to work hard? Do you understand just how selfish you're being right now?
It's my life. I'm just doing what I want to do. That doesn't make me selfish, it makes me smart. I decide how I want to spend my time. Not you. I'm not your puppet.
Kevin, we have 2 young children together. We have a responsibility to take care of them and put them first.
Yeah, and I'm fulfilling that responsibility by working and earning money to pay for the bills and the food you all eat. I'm doing more than enough. You're the one who needs to do your job properly and actually clean the house while I'm at work. It's always a mess when I get home.
Are you saying that you think our current situation is fine the way it is? That there aren't any improvements that you can make?
Huh? I never said that. There's still plenty you could do to improve. There's a lot of stuff that I kept quiet about because I thought it was the best that I just shut up and keep it to myself. For example, I don't see why I have to do the laundry on the weekends. You should just get all the laundry done on the weekdays. And I want to be able to spend my money on the stuff I want to. I earned it, so I deserve to spend it however I want.
Oh, really? All right, if that's what you want. Then I won't expect anything from you anymore. I'll raise the kids on my own.
Yeah, that's what you should have done from the start. I never wanted to live like this. I didn't think that I would have to be tied down like this just because we had kids. Nala, I'm not coming home for a while.
Kevin, so you're serious about getting divorced?
Yeah, how many times do I have to tell you I don't want to be together anymore? That's why I left the divorce papers on the living room table. I want you to sign them and get them filed.
Fine, but once they're filed, there's no going back. You made this decision, so you better not regret it.
Why would I regret divorcing you? My new life will start once I'm free of you. I don't want to hear the kids screaming and wreaking havoc in the house anymore. I want to sleep in peace and I want to spend my money on myself. I'm sick of my life revolving around the kids. I want to be at the center of my own world. I'm getting together back with my ex-girlfriend. We're going to enjoy a life without kids. So hurry up and sign the papers and let's get this over and done with.
I'm done. I've signed them. And I've also gotten them filed.
What? I haven't heard anything yet.
Talk to your lawyer. He should have received a notification from my attorney.
Oh, really? I'll check with him later. But I guess this means that I'll finally be single again. I'm gonna be free!
Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure that your ex-girlfriend is a single mother with 5 kids. I think you're going to end up a lot busier than you were up until now if you get back together.
Huh? My ex? Has 5 kids? Quit messing around, Nala. She's single! It's impossible for her just to have had children. Just look at her. She doesn't look like she's given birth to 5 kids.
It's up to you whether you believe me or not, but I'm warning you. I'm demanding plenty of child support and compensation.
I can understand the child support, but why should I pay compensation to you? I'm the one that wants compensation for the mental strain I suffered because of you.
I want compensation because of the affair you were having, of course.
You don't have any evidence.
I'm warning you because I have evidence, idiot. Did you really think that I wasn't going to do anything after I read your messages? You weren't even cautious of me investigating you. You didn't care what I thought and went and met with your ex almost every single day for these past few weeks. Of course I wasn't going to let you get away with it. I hired a private investigator and had them follow you.
Ha! I'm not surprised. You had plenty of time on your hands. You You might as well have followed me yourself. So what if I went to blow off some steam? I bet you slacked off on taking care of the kids while you were looking up PIs.
I hired an investigator because I'm too busy taking care of the kids.
Great, you just love getting in my way, don't you? Don't you think that's a pretty pathetic way of living? Your only meaning in life is to bring other people down.
Really? I think that I was more pathetic when I was living with such a heartless husband like you.
Sure, well, say whatever you want, but you're not going to think that for long. I feel sorry for you. I don't mind paying child support and compensation. Especially since you're going to have to raise 2 children on your own. But don't come crawling to me when you realize you want me back. You better not give the kids up for adoption when you realize that you're not a good enough mother for them, and can't even put food on the table without my salary keeping that roof over your heads. No matter how miserable you get, I'm never going to help you out. You'll just have to deal with everything on your own. Nala! She tricked me!
Huh? More importantly, do you think you could hurry up with this month's child support? I haven't received any payment yet. If you're going to be difficult about it, then I'll just have to take you to court and apply for the judge to seize your money.
I don't have time for that. I've got bigger issues to sort out right now. It's about Sylvia. You were right. About everything. She really was a single mother. And there really were 5 of them. They're all crazy little animals. And Sylvia says that they all have different fathers. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I wouldn't be surprised if she was still in touch with some of them too.
What? Why didn't you tell me? I ended up getting married to her just the other week. She didn't introduce me to her kids until after all the procedures were over. I don't know how she kept them under wraps. There was no way I could have realized. She was lying to me. This counts as marriage scam, right? How am I supposed to live with 5 children?
There's no use asking me for advice. Why don't you talk to Sylvia and tell her that you don't want to be a father, just like you told me?
I would if I could. It's impossible to get her to come home and talk. She's been leaving all her kids to me and going out to party every single night. She doesn't come home until the next morning and spends the entire day asleep. She's a failure as a mother. How am I supposed to keep on living like this?
What, really? How fitting. You were doing the exact same thing to me. You had me take care of the kids all on my own and didn't do any of the housework, and even had the nerve to go and cheat on me.
What? How is it the same? I'm taking care of 5 kids alone. You only had to deal with 2. And the youngest one here is still only 2 years old. He's still wearing diapers and Sylvia never changes them. So he's always crawling around with a bulging diaper. I can't believe that she can just leave him like that. The entire house is a mess too. It's like a breeding ground for pests. I can't believe this is happening to me.
How did you not notice how sloppy she was before you got married?
Because the apartment I was always going to meet her in was a different one. Apparently she was borrowing a friend's place to see me. Her friend's living with her boyfriend and hardly ever comes home. So she was using it to meet with guys.
Is that so?
She said that her mom was coming to clean up and take care of the kids before we got married, but apparently her parents got pissed off of her when they heard that we had been having an affair before we got married. They won't answer any of her calls, and we don't have anyone else to rely on. And then this hell started the second we got married. After we got married, I came to this house for the first time and she introduced me to her kids. I've been working hard this past week, but I can't take it anymore. Hey, can you tell me who I should call? Her parents, or should I call Child Protective Services?
Look it up yourself, Kevin. Anyway, make sure you transfer the child support ASAP. If you don't pay for it this month, I really will take you to court.
Hey, wait a second.
What?
Nala, I seriously don't know what I should do. I realize just how much you've done for me, that I've always been relying on you for everything. I really do regret not realizing how much you mean to me much sooner.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'm glad you finally understand how much trouble I went through to keep the house in order.
I can't bear Sylvia's attitude towards hygiene. And if her kids keep on living in these conditions, I just feel really bad for them all.
Before pitting some other woman's family, maybe you should have thought about what you could have done for your own family. I wish you could have been just as thoughtful when you were living with us.
Yeah, but our kids were fine because you were taking care of them properly. And now, I think I can help out around the house too. My own kids are more important to me. I'd rather come back home and take care of them. That's why I want you to help me, please. I want to get away from here.
Why on earth should I help you?
But if you help me convince Sylvia to sign the divorce papers, I can come back home. I can help you take care of the kids. That's what you want, right?
Huh? I don't regret getting divorced. I was thinking about leaving you ever since I found out about your affair. And that's why I was looking for evidence of your affair for so long, so that I could have the advantage when it came down to demanding compensation.
But you want me to come back if I'm going to start helping out the kids, don't you?
Oh, don't make me laugh. How does that change anything? I'm going to be frank. I think that divorcing you was the best thing I could have done. Even if you swear that you're going to help take care of the kids from now on, I'm not convinced. The fact that you didn't do anything when you were living with us, and that you had an affair weighs a lot more. I'll never forgive you, Kevin.
Nah, I'm sorry. I won't act so selfishly anymore. I promise that I'll help take care of the kids. And I'll make it up to you and the kids for the rest of my life. For not cherishing more and for hurting you all. So please, Nala, would you please take me back? I won't make the same mistake ever again.
I'm telling you that it's already too late. We're divorced, and we're never getting back together again. You can't just decide to jump back into our lives just because the new life you started with your ex-girlfriend wasn't what you expected it to be.
Yeah, but it'll be easier on you if I'm there to help you out, right? You need me. You can't seriously think that you can raise 2 kids all on your own. It's way too much for you to deal with.
Yeah, it's a lot. But I was aware that there would be no going back once I signed those papers. I chose to divorce you regardless of how much more weight I would have to bear after you were gone. But now, I've moved back in with my parents. And thanks to that, I have their support and encouragement. To be honest, I've had an easier time living with them than I ever did when I was with you. I don't have to wake up at 4 in the morning just to make time to work and get breakfast ready either. There's been nothing but good things since we got divorced. Nothing will make me want to get back together with you.
Nala, I'm really sorry. I was completely at fault. I was wrong to treat you like that. Alright, we don't have to get back together. Could you just help me get through this right now? I've got to escape this hellhole. My parents have stopped talking to me ever since I told them that we had separated. So I don't have anyone else to rely on. You're the only person I can ask.
You reap what you sow, Kevin. I can't believe that you actually have the nerve to ask me to help you. Before asking me, maybe you should try and deal with the problem yourself. In the last few months of our marriage, you not only left all the housework and parenting to me, but you also broke our vows by cheating on me. And then, you demanded a divorce so that you could marry your ex-girlfriend. You were the one that said you were sick of your life with us, remember?
I was so wrong and so selfish. I was just being a kid. I didn't think about your feelings at all. Come on, please. Can't you help me? I'm begging you. If I keep on living like this, I won't be able to keep up my work at the office. I'll lose my job.
No matter how miserable you get, I'm never going to help you out. And you'll just have to deal with everything on your own. Do you remember that? You said all that months back. I have no intention of helping you either. No matter how miserable you get. No matter how much you beg me for help. That's what you get for leading me around by the nose. And then for betraying our family. This is what you wanted, isn't it? You should make the most of the life you asked for. After that, my ex-husband ended up contacting Child Protective Services and attempted to get them to take in Sylvia's children. Apparently, they had a massive argument when she found out that he had called CPS behind her back. But even then, she wouldn't give him the divorce he wanted. It seems that he really has been regretting the fact that he hadn't been putting our children first during our marriage and has been paying child support every month without fail. I think that he should spend the rest of his life reflecting on his actions and hope that he spends the rest of his life being sorry about abandoning us for his own selfish reasons. Even after returning to my parents' house, I've been working from home and balancing it with raising my children. Nothing much has changed in terms of what I've been doing every day. But now that I have my parents supporting me when it comes to the kids, I feel like a weight has been taken off of my shoulders. Next year, I plan on looking for an office job after my eldest starts elementary school, so I hope that I can cherish the free time I have left with them until then. It's true that raising children means that you don't get as much private time to yourself, and there's a lot of restrictions. However, I think that the joy my children bring me is worth much more than any happiness I could find on my own. It can be tiring and painful at times, but I want to overcome all those obstacles with a smile and take good care of my kids.